Dear devotees, how nice to be here in the beginning of a very healthy and happy, progressive 2024. Venturing into unfathomable things should be your habit from this year. I'll repeat, venture into unfathomable things. There are so many things in this world which you have not fathomed, and you cannot fathom unless you are guided by Sadguru Shirdi Sai. I am today very humbly examining our evolving relationship with one such Sadguru Shirdi Baba, because I also want to venture into the unfathomable. Several things. When I talk with my daughter, I go into the most unfathomable thing, which is this part of the human body. All of you know this part, right? Even non-medical students know this part. Sometimes you squeeze this part to understand uncle. It's all right. I myself squeeze to get to the topic. The unfathomable are too many. Unless you have a Sadguru like Shirdi Sai, how can you fathom these things? That's why I'm going to talk today when Shirdi Baba, what Shirdi Baba has told me several times and told you several times, I am by your side. I am by your side for the rest of your journey, for the journey ahead. I am by your side. Why do you worry? You are a professor, you are a director. Nobel Prize is not far off. Helsinki is not far off. New Delhi is not far off. This professor is going to scale new heights, Himalayan heights. Does he know about it? Maybe if he is coming to the satsang every month they are here, unless they are in India, unless they are going to Paris, not Texas, Paris, on the Seine River, unless they go there, they come here every third Saturday. Similarly, there are so many here who come every third Saturday. So 2024 is going to be magniloquent, magnificent year, because you are going to take a vow that when Baba is on my side, I am prepared for the journey ahead. That is why I chose this topic and going to invite you into the lives of some unfathomable characters. I said we will welcome the new year, the crystal ball and the confetti showers of New York City. But then in your life I also said sometimes you do some unbearable grotesque. May not be the right word, but then some people do grotesque things. Of course, they have come to me and I come to know. I dedicate this puja to the living memory, the person is still living, Sri Parasuram, one of the closest relatives in India, Chennai, of Srimati Priya Houston, a devotee. Why did I say that? He went to the ICU and then he survived a stroke. And then he is gradually coming out of the stroke. Because he came face to face with the unfathomable thing, the unfathomable human being, the Sadguru. His wife is known to be a great devotee of Shirdi Baba. I just stopped there. Because that's a very big story. He's still in the ICU. That's all praying. The women pray for his welfare and come out of the slight paralysis that he is suffering from. He's in Apollo, Chennai, and therefore dedicate this Puja and Vandana styles to him. I told you very succinctly why I am here talking about the journey ahead. The journey ahead is very important. For these boys and girls from UTD, for these boys and girls who are becoming computer scientists, who are becoming neuroscience graduates, who are aiming to become join Baila for a neuroscience odyssey. Even though it's going to be a cooking pressure cooker used by my professor, Raghu Mama. It may feel like a cooking or non-cooking pressure cooker. But then in India, you go to All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, and the branches near Kanchipuram. There's a big board when we were traveling, we saw that. All India Institute of Sciences is coming to South. That's number one. If you go there, you'll feel like you are inside two pressure cookers. Now, professor is laughing. The credit goes to him. The pressure cooker, I take the title from my casual talk with him. It is true. Professor knows because he is teaching medical students at UNT. And he's a great professor because recent compliments paid by the students, he gave me a copy running into 7 pages. Oh my God, I never saw a professor having so many multifaceted genius. One of them is his humorous way of delivering lectures. I think I want to go to his lecture to feel the humor. The other things I mean, organic chemistry, physiology, immunology I may not understand, but his humor I will. But then he is traveling unto the future. And for the journey ahead, he is also welcoming Shirdi Baba and his illustrious wife, Jyoti Garu. They both are inviting. So let us travel a little bit into the past. But before that, Tendulkar and Savitribai Tendulkar, contemporaries of Shirdi Baba, they had a son, Babu. Babu was studying for too many doctoral subjects. Babu was studying for MBBS in India. He was studying extremely well, and one astrologer, famous astrologer of Mumbai, he came to Andheri where they were traveling, where they were staying. He looked at Babu's horoscope and said, "This year is a very bad year. Your son will not pass the exam. All the MBBS subjects he will fail." The practicals oral in those days in India, they had oral exam. Viva they called, Viva OC. He will fail in the oral also. So let him not go. Savitri Bai knew the son's value. Babu was studying very well, very hard working, like most of the students are. Therefore, she chose the right person. For the journey ahead, she knew that she had to go to Shirdi. Shirdi was close by. She traveled to Shirdi and Baba met with at the Dwarakamayi. And Baba said, all these astrologers and then purohits and then all the soothsayers, sabko goli maro. Meaning, do not worry about these people. Just ask him to think about me and take all the exams. Just think of me because I am his future, because I show him the future, because I am by his side. Savitri Bai, Bahenji, you are by my side, I am by your son's side. Mr. Tendulkar is a great devotee. She went, but then this fellow, Babu, wrote all the exams of MBBS. In India, MBBS is the equivalent of medical school here. There was no step 1, step 2. Most of the students are wondering, step 1, step 2, It's also going to change for your information. Baba has told me long ago. Therefore, Babu wrote the exams, and then Babu was feeling still is in this syndrome, the failure syndrome, the syndrome that the astrologer told, it doesn't leave him, and therefore he said, I have not done properly, I'm going to fail in all the exams, and therefore, after the exams, the oral started. The first day went without any events. Second day was eventful because second day he was taking his lunch, one of his friends dropped in and said, "Hey, Babu, do you know, this is happy news for you. How did you write the exam?" "I don't think I'll fail." "Why did you not come yesterday for the first day of oral?" "I have failed in all the exams I know, and therefore why should I go to oral? I'll write it again next time." The friend delivered an excellent message saying that I met the professor. The professor said you have passed all the written exams and therefore you can come to the oral from today, second day. He was very happy. The mother was jumping with joy, and then clad in whatever he was wearing, he just didn't even continue with the lunch. He went there and appeared in the oral. The end result, he passed the exam. He became an MBBS. He could write big letters MBBS in India. He became a doctor. Baba was on his side. They knew, Savitri Bai knew, and therefore Savitri Bai came to Shirdi Baba. Do you go to Shirdi Baba for all your personal problems? You should, you could, and you do. I talk with him for every problem that you convey to me over the phone. And therefore, Ramachandra Atmaram Tarkad, on December 10th, 1910, he went to Shirdi. This was his second visit. He went to Satevada. He had lots of doubts in his mind. Can Baba solve this? Can Baba solve that? In the train, already a fakir met with him in the train, and then he threw a silver coin with the George of 1850 or something, I forgot the year, imprinted on the coin, and then he threw, hey, fakir, don't bother us in the train. Baba already came to Ramachandra Atmaram Tharkad, the star devotee in Satcharita or any other literature on Shirdi Baba. He and Jyotindra Ramachandra Tharkad, and then Virendra Jyotindra Tharkad, and then Sugal, the IBM executive in Bombay. She is working right now in that lineage. When he went there, he went to Satevada. He had, because lots of questions, one fellow came out, Baba's devotee came. Why are you here? Why are you coming to Shirdi every time? You think you are a very important devotee of Shirdi Sai? Do you know everything about Shirdi Baba? What do you know about Shirdi Baba so far? So this fellow got discouraged. Just like Babu, the previous short story, our great fellow, Tarkat Saab, said, why am I here? When he was thinking, another devotee came from within Satevada. Another devotee came from Satevada. And said, would you like to know Shirdi Baba more? I see you here often. Do you know every literature on Shirdi Baba? Can you do discussion with Shirdi Baba on Bhagavad Gita? Why are you here? Tarakat got discouraged, right? If you go and tell Ron, why are you here? Your mom wants you in Kolkata. Why are you here? If somebody, you keep on telling him every day, at least every third Saturday. Or I keep on ringing him every day. I know all these phone numbers. I know his cousin sister's phone number also in Houston. I can tell her also, why is Ron here? I can call his mom, Srimati Supriya. What a nice Bengali name. I can tell her, yup, your guess is right. He is useless. Every day I tell that this fellow will run to Calcutta. But the fact is, he is just the opposite of all that I said. He is smart. He is getting several jobs at the same time. He is negotiating his job. He is negotiating his salary. Even when he was a final semester student at UTA, he could do all these things. He could do all these things because Baba was on his side. Ramachandra Atmaram Tharkad said, there is no point in coming here. He went there, downcast, he went into Dwarakamayi, because he was coming to Dwarakamayi from Satevada, Gurusthan, and then one door. When he came there, our Shama was there. When Shama was there, he was just coming there, and then what is happening to him? Baba is telling Shama, why is he downcast? What is going on in his mind? Take him out to your home and then talk with him. Tell him why he is like that. They both come out of the Dwarakamayi. 1910, December 6th or December 10th. They are coming there. The time was about 1 o'clock, 1:30. Exact time. Shama is asking, why are you so downcast? What's the matter? What's the matter with you? Because Tharkad is a very famous man. Shama is too famous for anybody. You know all that about Shama. So Shama is talking, and then Tharkad explained all these things to him. And therefore Shama said, this is a great Leela played on you by Shirdi Sai, by our Sadguru. This is a great Leela because Baba wants to shape your future. He is by your side. He wants to be by your side. Rather, he wants you to be by his side so that for the rest of your life, which is true, for the rest of his life, Baba was with him. Not only with him, Jyotindra, he was with him. Bhau, he called. And then Virendra, he was with him. Now Sugal and Sugal's brother, they are with him. I don't know whether Sugal got married. His children, her children. Mahindra, his children, Sugal's brother. So all these people are with Baba, and Baba is near him by the side of these people. The journey ahead is very smooth. I can give you several more examples of a West Coast devotee whose daughter, literally the screw, just one day before Christmas last month, December, the screw went inside. She fell down in the garage and the screw went inside. She also broke 2 of her front teeth. She's just 8 years old, 8 or 9, 8 years old. Exactly. She has come to our home about 2 years ago. Srimati, you will be all right. Because your family has got Shirdi Baba by the side. He is taking you along for your great future. But the screw was bothering her day in and day out. Unfortunately for her, the next day was Sunday. She called me on Saturday night. She was crying because the screw had gotten in. It has not pierced through the eardrum. And an 8-year-old girl, what can she do? From that day onwards, I am telling every girl and every devotee, female devotee, be careful about the screw. She knows that became a big humor in Houston. Have you lost your screw? In India, it means different. Haima knows our. All of you know. Have you lost your screw? Yampe. No, my screw is intact. Srimati could not manage. Next day was Sunday, the next day was Christmas. Remember, Monday was Christmas. Therefore, the doctors, the regular emergency room said, this we cannot deal with it. She came back, the mother came back to me again. I already started consulting with the doctors' families, 3 or 4 of whom I know in Houston, and I came to the conclusion that they should go to the emergency room of pediatric children's hospital emergency room. This country, medicine is a little tough. If step 2, step 1 is very tough, choosing a doctor and the insurance is very tough. It's impossible. Night 10:50. It was deep into the night. She called me at 10:55 night, 11 o'clock. I said, you go to the children's hospital emergency. Mama, it is about 55 minutes away from in San Francisco. I said, what is your husband for? Ask him to drive. It's one of the duties as a husband, right? Wherever the wife wants. This is an emergency. It is not to see a Swamiji in San Francisco. He can wait till next day. They drove. Late night they went to the hospital, the children's hospital. They examined, they took a scan, CAT scan, doc scan, whatever scan you have, fMRI, MRI, everything. fMRI is nothing but personal MRI, right? I have to. Personal MRI. Anybody? Okay. You don't have doctors here?
Yes.
We have.
2 doctors.
Huh? 2 doctors. Yeah, you should tell me what is fMRI. Yeah. Professor knows, he's smiling. Then it showed the screw, right, touching, applying pressure on the eardrum. If they are not with Baba, it would have pierced and she might have turned. I don't want to use the term. She didn't. And therefore, they said, come on Tuesday. Today we cannot do. Somehow asked her to sleep on her. It was on the, which ear? I forgot. Right here? I think, right here, and therefore sleep on the left side, and then the pain will be there. Come on Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock. So they drove. So the 2 nights became like 2 years for the little girl, Srimati. And therefore come Tuesday morning, they went there, they did the surgery, they removed it. All the time the mother was very worried. The father was worried, but he didn't show it out. The mother was super worried, and then she became all right. And then now she has to deal with only the broken teeth. I said this because for the journey ahead, I am by your side. I am by your side. It tells the little girl, Srimati, and Srimati will be happy forever. Even the teeth will be, teeth can be corrected. You can have a crown, you can have not an implant at that age. If this is what the title is, let's go back to the 1960s. In the 1960s, there was a very famous devotee. There are too many famous devotees, and one of the famous devotees is Dada Kadam. About Kadam in the last 15-20 years, I never told you. This is a brand new story, but that happened several years ago. Dada Kadam was a resident of Ratnagiri. How Baba became on his side, became his associate on the side. How he shamed, how he bathed him in his blue light. How he was always on the side advising him. How he saw to it that Kadam did not take a wrong step. How he did not turn to the left when he had to turn to the right at the bend. He was always very careful. Dada states, My father was a physician with very famous, this thing, Sayaji Rao of Gaikwad Raja, Prince. So my father he was an MBBS and therefore he was a doctor. There are too many MBBS here, in the stories. His father naturally wanted the son to become Dada Kadam. His name is Dada Kadam. If not a Dada, Kadam I'll say. Kadam should become, hey, my dear son, you should become an MBBS and follow my this thing. Kadam said he was interested in politics and economics. Politics and economics. Therefore, he started visiting all the newspaper shops in Ratnagiri. He was just hardly 14 years, and then prepared flyers for, this is 1960, flyers for all that social causes that he was fighting for. He was doing a good job, but he got arrested by the Indian police twice arrested and fined very seriously. So when he was living like this, the turning point came obviously. When Baba wants his man to come on the side, wherever you are living, 7 seas apart in Minneapolis or in Coppell, he will pull you. He will pull you and push you towards his side. That's what is happening to so many devotees I talk with, so many devotees in 14, 16 cities, including India. If he wants, he can just tie your legs like a bird, and then he will push you closer to him, and then do whatever he wants. Of course, whatever he wants is your improvement, because the journey ahead, he will show you miracles, he will show you whatever you want, you get it. He will also take you to great heights. Halfway through or right in the beginning, you may not know that Shirdi Baba was doing that. He married in 1960. In 1970, the illustrious phase of his life, Dada Kadam. Kadam's life is starting, but in 1960, this is also an illustrious phase. 10 years before 1970, he married Sumitra. Sumitra Ben, her original name was Sumitra Desai. When Sumitra Ben got married, she was also a very, very bhakti-oriented lady, and is one of the luckiest men to have a wife who is dedicated to Shirdi Sai. They were living in Mumbai at that time, in Andheri again, and then they wanted to see one yogini. What's going on? Suddenly they hustle and bustle. Please listen to this. This is a very important part of a greatest devotee, Kadam. He is not a Dada. He is a Dada according to his father gave the name, but then he's anything but a Dada in those days. From Andheri, a few friends, they all left to meet a yogini called Saraswati Amma, real names. Saraswati Amma came there, and he was a great yogini with the enormous powers, almost like Sadguru. So all these friends there, Kadam states in the autobiographical sketch, he says, I didn't go to see any scriptural personality like Saraswati Ammaji, yogini, Mataji. I just went to have a good time. Have a nice time, his friend said. So out of, say, 10 or 12 people went there, and then in any way, Yogini Maharaj should also be seen, therefore he went to see Srimati Saraswati Amma. Saraswati Amma asked in the meeting for Kadam to, what is his name? Baba? Kadam, yeah, Dada Kadam, not Baba, Dada. Kadam, you come on in front. So he couldn't resist, because she has a lot of powers over any individual. Therefore he goes inside. Show me your palm. When he showed the palm, Saraswati Amma touched it with her right hand, touched the open palm of Dada Kadam. All right? Mr. God, don't worry, Baba's on your side. All these things will not bother you. It will be a smooth journey, and in the smooth journey, all your problems will be solved. Already Baba told me your problems will be solved. I'm talking with Mr. God. I'm not lying to you. Uncle never lies. His name is Devam. In Tamil, Devam is God. And God's wife is sitting there, like better than Sumitra Devi I'm talking about. Right? Chitra, right? When Saraswati Amma touched his open hand, watch this. A great electricity passed through his hand, through his body. He and his friends did not stop there. He could see sparks flying out of Saraswati Amma's this thing. They exited, went into the sky, and then landed straight on his palm, all in a few nanoseconds. All the friends were dumbfounded. What is this electricity? My friend will be dead. No, He didn't die. The electricity effect completely. Baba can do this and more electricity. He can send 10,000 volts like a lightning, bolt of lightning, like a tornado, ayah, the tornado. That experience he went through. And then when she took the form out, the flashes of light dimmed and then went away. Everybody was watching this, even the light sparks were there, a very powerful spark. And as she removed the palm from Kadam's palm, there was a beautiful small statue of Radha Krishna in our Dada Kadam's hand. Everybody was watching. This is a real incident, okay, authenticated by great authors and books. I chose him because of so many things that Baba, you are venturing into what? The unfathomable, and he didn't know. He held all these saints and other people in contempt. Not exactly contempt, he said, this is unfathomable, I cannot go. Now, the Radha Krishna statue, Saraswati ji says, take it to your puja room and then always pray. Please don't disturb, don't digress and get disturbed. Who is that? She's my friend? Okay, all right. All right, she's my friend. Okay, you are forgiven. Because children are God, right? Now Mr. God is looking. Because children are also God. Your class. This fellow, he didn't believe. He didn't believe being changed into a spiritual person because he's interested in what flyers and politics and economics. Nevertheless, he took the Radha Krishna statue into the puja room. He didn't pray very much. He into the puja room, and therefore Baba will take him to the next step of experience to Kadam. In 1970, that is where the spiritual life begins. Saraswati Amma in that meeting had told, in 20 years I will show you your Sadguru. In 20 years I will show you your Sadguru. And that happened, and then you will follow him and he will show you more lightning shows. She didn't say that. I am adding that to give effect to Saraswati Amma's greatness. More lightning shows starts in 1970. Dada Kadam had gone to Ratnagiri. Remember, he belongs to Ratnagiri. Went to Ratnagiri one day at 11 a.m. All his friends were assembled in his home because that day the newspaper threw a party. About 20-25 friends are there. At that time, a fakir comes to the front entrance of his home. The fakir was dressed in a long lungi and a white shirt. It looked more like a kaftani, and then it was tattered, and then he was having a joli bag. He had a clean-cut hair, short hair, and then he looked slightly older. And then he came, and then he called Kadam out, and then asked him for a dakshina. Kadam came out, okay, because he has met already Saraswati Amma. He gave 1 anna. When he gave 1 anna, the fakir caught hold of his hand. Again, a bigger bolt, a jolt of an electricity passed through Kadam's hand, and he was shaken thoroughly. The lightning show of the 1970 has already begun. Please remember this story, because in your life, if he is on your side for the journey ahead, all these things happen. I have gone through all these lightning bolts. I never told you my life right from my engineering college days, 16, 17. How many miracles I witnessed. I was wondering, who is performing all these miracles? Who is that person? Is he God himself? I would like to see him. Much later in life, I saw Shirdi Baba. Kadam got the shock, and then literally felt electricity pass through his hand. Then the fakir said, I am going to Ganapatipur, and therefore I need some dakshina. And Kadam immediately, because he is getting experience. If you go through all these experiences, some dakshina, he has got money, he is working in the newspaper office, flyer boy, and therefore he brought 3 rupees, and said, Kadam gave 3 rupees. Then the fakir said, is there anyone in your home? I hear there are lots of people inside the home. He is just at the gate door. To which Kadam said honestly, he learnt a lot of honesty because he was working in politics. That is strange, right? He was very honest. And then in economics, he told the truth. And therefore, with all experiences, before Saraswati Amma, he said, some of my colleagues are inside. There were my colleagues. Then the fakir said, son, will you bring me some mud? M-U-D. Will you bring me my mud? You are taken aback, right? Suddenly, the fakir asking for mud. Kadam immediately obeyed. He went inside and brought some mud. He brought the mud and when he saw the mud, the fakir said, "Can you give me a piece of paper?" He went inside and brought a piece of paper. Watch this carefully. He just took the mud from his hand and the piece of paper. The fakir started packing this mud in the paper very neatly, beautifully, trim and tidy, and then handed it over to Kadam. Kadam was watching all these things. When he handed over in his palm, at the time, Kadam's body temperature went up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Some of the medical students at UTD and elsewhere know the body temperature goes to 110 degrees. What will happen? You all know that, right? So he was, for a few moments when he received that, his body temperature and the fakir was laughing, and then he said, he just took the packet back and then said, "Don't reveal this to anyone. It will be of use to you later on in your life. I am by your side," he is confirming, the fakir is confirming. He doesn't know who the fakir is. A little later, I'll tell you, he came to know. And then the packet was taken back and then given back to Kadam. He did not see the mud. He saw a beautiful something. That fakir said, "Do not reveal the content, this particular, to anybody, any of your colleagues. Go and keep it with you. This will be of great use to you." The fakir said, "I'm going to Ganagapur, visiting the deity there. Will you give some dakshina to me?" So Kadam went inside and brought 15 rupees. Remember, he brought 15 rupees and the fakir said, "Will you make it 21 rupees? So Kadam did not hesitate, not a wink. He just looked at him, went inside and brought 6 more rupees and gave it to him. 15 plus 6, you do the math. How much is it? Oh, I know that. 21 rupees. You do the math. 21 is right. So 21 rupees he had. So, and then the fakir, before leaving, he said, "Will you give me a chadar?" Chadar is nothing but bedspread. Chadar is Hindi. So, will you please give me a chadar? At that point, this fellow Kadam thinks, what is this? His demands are never ending. His demands are never ending. The more I give, the more he wants. After chadar, you want pillows? He is thinking. He wants some pillows, nicely made pillows from Mumbai, Andheri, Kalyan, Thane. He's just thinking like that. And then, anyway, he just turned away and went inside the home. Because he knew that he was going to ask for pillow. He's going to ask for the 15 rupees was meant, he gave it because 1 kilo of pedas in those days, 1970 in that place, Pune, cost 15 rupees. So Ganagapur, he needs pedas, he wants to give pedas. Anyway, this time he turned his back and then went inside. The fakir was laughing and then he disappeared. That evening after work, Sumitra Devi's dear wife came and then he told the entire experience of the fakir to Sumitra, his wife. She said, if the fakir wanted a chadar, it must be Shirdi Baba. It must be Baba, she said. If he wanted chadar, see, there is a lot of meaning in these things. She is a great devotee, I told you. So if he wanted this, he must be that. If he wanted peda, he must be Raghu Mama. Everything has a meaning. Raghu Mama loves pedas. But then here 15 rupees exchange hands. He must be Baba. And then our Kadam says, my dear wife, he could be Shirdi Baba. I can't say for sure if he was. Son, you have the key. That's good. Next day, Sumitra Ben, before going to office, tells Kadam, please go and to the bazaar. Go to the bazaar and get me some surf detergent. Surf. Daily you use it, right? This is a good commercial. Say surf, you use it, okay? Surf detergent with all those packets and solid things. That day, some of his friends turned up, and as they were leaving, he told all the friends, hey, I'll come up to the bazaar with you all. I have some vegetables to buy. So he went there. Before he left his home, he made sure that he locked up the door. 9 times he said, I lock up my door, front door, and went because wife has gone to her job. In those days, there was no IT job. She was just some marketing executive. IT job means 6:30. When do you expect? Kadam will be all alone at 6:30. Didn't understand that? Okay, all right. He went there. He bought all the vegetables necessary for the next 1 week. And then he forgot to bring the detergent. He was thinking about the fakir, so he even forgot his dear wife. She's a great lady, Sumitra Ben. Forgot everything, and then while he was coming back, he suddenly remembered, oh, my wife asked me to buy surf. He went to the nearest store, surf was not available. He bought a detergent on which the brand name was a key. I gave a hint. He saw to it that he locked his home very well. Detergent had key. So he goes inside very close. Home was. He goes there. He is dumbfounded to see his front door open. He rushes inside to see some robber. The fakir with a solemn face is sitting on the dining chair. He's just looking at Kadam. Kadam is going there. Welcome, Maharaj. How did you get in? He didn't say, how did you get in? And then he just says, he's just thinking first. He's wild, whirling in his thoughts. He thinks, maybe this fakir has played some havoc on me. Maybe he's doing some magician. He's doing some magic on me and my wife. My wife fortunately didn't see, otherwise magic will be played on her also. And when he was thinking like that, the fakir read all his thoughts, and then he laughed and pointing to the detergent, he said, I'm happy you have the key. It is time to go. He said, I'm happy you have the key. Surf? उन्होंने surf नहीं खरीदा. He bought a key, and then who made him buy the detergent? It is this fakir, right? You all must have wondering who this fakir is. Some of you know. So this fakir said, after all you have the key, I'm leaving. He went into the next room, and Kadam was following him into the next room. In the next room, he disappeared. He has enough experience. When the devotee is ready, Baba will hand you over the key. The key to the golden future. Remember, the keys to the golden future. Baba always, he has never forgotten. If he is by your side, you will see the golden key. He will give you. Someday your door will be open. You won't have lost anything. The golden key, you won't be carrying the detergent. Every time evening, don't go and buy a detergent. Look for the key brand. Walmart में नहीं मिलेगा key brand. Ratnagiri जाना पड़ेगा. You have to go to Ratnagiri. It's a very famous town. Ratnagiri. Professor has gone there. Therefore, Baba hands over the keys to the treasure chest. The treasury is full of what I want. Spiritual and wealth. Baba these days gives wealth first and then the spiritual next. There is a reason. In Kali Yuga, people are chasing money first. Spiritual things, if they have some time in their retired life. ये तो हो गया. Kali Yuga में you don't look for treasuries, you don't look for the golden keys. Those who look for, you get it. You definitely get it. I give you the guarantee on behalf of Kadam, Dada, on behalf of me and my family, I give you the guarantee. I have seen it all. How Baba comes and gives you what you want. Very close devotees, I tell the same thing. This is a secret. Kadam's story is new, but then the secret is as old as a hill. They come home. Kadam states, I started chanting the mantra. In the previous one, 1985, Baba gives him a mantra called Om Hreem Sri Sai Om. Om Hreem Sri Sai Om. This is the mantra Baba gave after that meeting of the, detergent story. After that, he came and gave the mantra. Millions and millions of times he is indicating, he is mesmerizing this thing. Even when he is talking with other people on the job in the press newspaper shop, he is telling himself the press mesmerizing Om Hreem. Millions and millions of times every day. He did that every day. Do you see? I ask you to do only Om Shri Dwarakamayi 11 times before you go to bed. But then Kadam is an example, shining example, outstanding Himalayan example. Millions over millions of times. His book says, I used to say. And then he started chanting the mantra in Pune. What happened to him? He ended up with palpitations. He ended up with perspiration, and then he ended up with lots of pain in his chest, shoulders, jaw. He thought, this fakir gave and played his magic and I got to see a cardiologist. He went and saw a cardiologist. His name is Kardare, Dr. Kardare, a famous cardiologist in Pune in those days. He did a full cardiology test, and then finally everything became normal. So he said, everything is normal. And he looked at Kadam, and Kadam explained all that. Why are you? He wrung his hands. Doctor, cardiologists never do that, but in those days, MBBS probably they did that in India. He wrung his hands and said, what is wrong with you? You perhaps have to go to a psychiatrist. Kadam cannot take this because he doesn't need a psychologist, neither, what's the psychologist, doctor, psychiatrist? You don't need it. Every second they will charge you $600. That is psychiatry, right? Am I right? Psychiatry. So, Kadam, when he explained, the doctor was dumbfounded. Can these things happen? Medical school never teach you the spiritual experiences. Only Baba can teach you. And therefore he was very shocked. And then he came back. The chanting continued. Even when he was talking with the doctor, right? And then his wife complained of cramps in her leg and the pain was unbearable. So Kadam took another experience from Sumitra Bahan. So he went and met a orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Chowdhury, real names. Dr. Chowdhury said, I have to do a surgery. When I finished with the surgery, her right palm, her right leg will be shorter by a few inches than the left leg. He indicated about 2-3 inches. This was not a welcome news. This is definitely not a welcome news. I have seen one devotee in this part of DFW, this part of the world. I have seen, and her left leg, left leg was shorter than the right leg. The right leg was shorter than the left leg. So she could hardly walk. She had a son, 1-year-old, wonderful, beautiful, Krishna-like son. We all used to love that boy. This was several years ago. And then the husband asked me, Mama, we heard a lot about you. I said, I'm not an orthopedic surgeon. But here it is. You go to Neemgaon. They hailed from Neemgaon, where Baba used to walk. Baba's foot has treaded through Neemgaon soil. And they live in Neemgaon. And then they had 18 acres of land in Neemgaon. But I asked her to go to Mumbai, where a famous orthopedic surgeon, I named that surgeon. I've forgotten the name. I think it is Dr. Agarwal. I may not be right, but you go to Dr. Agarwal. That doctor was number one in Mumbai. So she went there and he had a hip surgery. Hip was done. He had a bigger hip and therefore her feet became normal. She got a transplant hip and she came back to this part of the world, and then the son was growing and she was very happy. Here Sumitra Ben came back, and then Baba appeared in a dream that night when they returned from the orthopedic surgeon. Baba appeared in dream of Kadam, and then he was showing at the foot of the bed, the cot. He appeared and lifted his coffin knee up to the knee. Listen, up to the knee. Baba's legs were swollen. It was completely in pain, 2-3 times the size of Baba's legs. The fakir's leg, I should say. The fakir was standing there, and then he showed, and then he left. This was 4 a.m. They all slept. At 6 a.m. they woke up. When they woke up, Sumitra Ban's leg pain and body pain had completely vanished. From the real story of Dada Kadam, completely vanished, and they were very, very happy. Sadguru's grace will be increasing and will be full bloom on Purnima. Why did he say on Purnima? After both of them got all right, they went 9 times to Shirdi. On all Purnima days. Purnami is 1 day a month, right? If I'm not mistaken. So they went for 9 months, 9 Purnima. They were so indebted to the fakir. They chose Shirdi because he had a doubt that this could be Shirdi Baba. When after the 9th trip on Purnima, when they came back, she started making some rice because every month they go there. So they said 9th month we have finished. Purnima day. Very happily she put her hand into the rice drum, rice container, and then took the hand out with the rice. A beautiful statue of Datta came along with the rice. She never kept anything. Along with the rice, the Datta statue came along. And Kadam says, now our lives changed completely. You can understand. 3rd experience, 4th experience, when Datta's statue comes from the rice drum, If you get from the rice drum, from the wheat, you are making your roti on the barbecue in your backyard. Suddenly Datta stands here and wants another roti. How will you feel? Put yourself in Kadam's shoes, Sumitra Ben's shoes. This has really happened. And Kadam says in big letters in his book, our lives changed completely. There is no saying, there is no going back. When you come to this satsang, there is no going back. This is 2024, and therefore I told you, for I am by your side, Baba says, for the journey ahead. That's the topic I am talking. For the journey ahead from today, Baba, treat Baba as standing by your side. That is easily possible, right? Don't go to Mr. God and say, please give me some means, methods. Balaji Devam himself will come to Shirdi Baba. Mama, there is a problem. Mama, I got to get this promotion. Mama, this small issue. If you can achieve everything, you change all your names into last name Devam. All of you will become God. Then I had to find cigars for all the Mr. Gods. Where can I go? All right? This is the Purnima miracle. He also went on to build Om Sai Siddhalaya. Back to Ratnagiri in 1985 he came. Baba appeared. Now he knows it is Baba. In his write-up he says, from this paragraph onwards, from Datta onwards, says Baba appeared to me and said, between Shivaji Maharaj and the file, you will find your new home. He was reading Kadam's idea. Kadam said, I am visited by Shirdi Baba, so I have to sell this old home and buy a new home. Reading his thoughts, he says, your new home will be between Shivaji Maharaj and the file. Kadam understood that next to the statue of Shivaji Maharaj in Ratnagiri, there was a small Hanuman Mandir, and about 100 feet from the Hanuman Mandir was the JK filing factory. JK was a very big group in Kanpur, India, North India, UP. So JK filing factory was there. And therefore he understood, okay, from this to that. He went on an intense search. He knew by now who is standing by my side, who is showing me my future. He knows now that Shirdi Baba is standing there. Somewhere in the last 1 year, he found out this is Shirdi Baba, only he can do all these things. There is no other Maharaj in India who can do these things. He has come to know, and therefore he says in his write-ups, Baba said these things, and then Kadam started between JK filing factory and then the Maruti Mandir, Shivaji Maharaj statue. He found his present home. In the present home, he had lots of commercial shops, at the rear of which he had a beautiful home. It belonged to a Maharaj. Maharaj's name was real name Dinanath Maharaj. It was very popular in Maharashtra, even today. So Dinanath Maharaj agreed to sell it to Kadam. Then Baba said, I want to see the sun. I want to see the sun. The fakir came, and by now he is introduced as Shirdi Baba, and therefore he said, I want to see. Therefore he understood. Kadam built a prayer room, and facing the east, he put his Baba statue. He had a Baba statue facing the east. Baba's fulfillment. He said, I want to see the sun, so Baba was able to see the sun. From then onwards, numerous people, he started doing the puja to Shirdi Baba. Numerous friends and people started coming to that puja room in his home in Ratnagiri. Very soon, who came to that room of Kadam's home, whatever they wanted, Baba gave. Whatever you want, they fulfilled. Baba fulfilled, and they got it in their hands immediately. Therefore, in Ratnagiri, this home of a temple, puja room became a temple, and this temple became very famous. Today, if you go to Ratnagiri, anybody from Ratnagiri, this temple is known to everybody who resides in the aspas of Ratnagiri, in and out surrounding areas of Ratnagiri, a famous town in Maharashtra. Kadam's name spread pretty fast, and in his life, Baba appeared when and wherever he wanted. Baba was on his side, because Baba said to Kadam, I am by your side to show you your what? For the journey ahead. Your life's journey, every moment I'll show you. Every day I'll be with you. And therefore, Kadam became very, very famous. Baba even gave him a Duni Mai. He created a Duni Mai facing east. There was a Duni. That's a very famous story. But then I will hop on to the other stories. We have stories of Miraji and a brilliant other side of the story of Keshav Pradhan, the world's first ever Shirdi Baba temple in Bivpuri, on the way from Mumbai to Pune, near Thane, Karjat railway station. Our professor has lived there. It's a beautiful story that I never told you, told in the words of Keshav or Pradhan. This is for the next satsang. But then Miraji is irresistible. She comes of Chennai. She goes to Chennai Mailapur temple often. She was never, as a young girl, the father is a very great devotee of Shirdi Sai. And as a young person in high school, father always takes the daughter. Very fond of his daughter Meera. Therefore, they both go together to Mailapur temple. In Mailapur temple is a famous temple in Chennai, in South India, Tamil Nadu. Those of you who are gone to Tamil Nadu, this temple is a must. You will go to Rameshwaram and come back. You will go to Tiruchendur and come back. But this Shirdi Sai, this powerful Sadguru has got a presence, powerful presence. Thanks to Sri Narasimha Swamiji, he's built the temple, his statue is there. Miraji never got into inspiration, even going into the temple. I'll shorten the story. This is a very invigorating story of how Shirdi Baba can make your journey very pleasant. But then all doubts were, shining in her heart. The father is a great devotee and he invites, takes the daughter every time he goes to Baba, which used to be twice a month, 4 times a month. Inside the temple, after all the sanctum sanctorum, Baba is looking at you. It's a huge white marble statue. They go around, they go through the Duni Mai to the right of Shirdi Baba in the temple, and she doesn't get the actual spirit. What? Is he a great scriptural presence? Is he an outstanding master? What is going on in this temple? She always questions. She's a high school student, very brilliant student. Ultimately, she became a valedictorian and then she went on to college. She became a very famous devotee of Shirdi Sai ultimately. That is how it begins. When in high school, when you as a child, you come to the satsang, when you go, Baba is influencing you. If you go to Baylor, or if you go to UTD and want to become a computer scientist, of course he will make you a big artificial intelligence expert. You will create that bionic man, which will overpower you, and then you will come to him and said he will come as a bionic Baba and then try to overcome that bionic man. All these things he can do. All those who have ambitions to become doctor, just look, such people, such boys and girls will look at the patient, will be able to treat them. One look, they will say, you've got this in your right side brain. One look, they will say, your aortic valve is wrong. One look, they will say, your bladder has got stones. One look, they will just measure up your anatomy, human anatomy and physiology. They don't need to go through the medical subjects. Who is bothering? Oh, this little child. Miraji became very quizzical. Then they went to whenever they take dinner, she will be talking with Daddy and then say, Daddy, if he is a very powerful Sadguru, why not go to the very foundation of the Sadguru? I want to go and see. I want to go to Shirdi with you. They go to Shirdi by train to Pune, from Pune by car. While going from Pune to Shirdi, she gets inflamed throat, she is coughing, and then there is something that is trying to come out of her lungs, but then it didn't. And by the time she suddenly, after Ahmednagar, suddenly she becomes free, and then the cool balmy air from Ahmednagar and Shirdi, it cures her completely. She is asking in the car, in the taxi, Daddy, are we near Shirdi? Father says, we have almost reached Shirdi. I can see the towering the flag of Dwarakamayi. They go there. They go inside. I made the story very short. Excuse me. They go inside and then wait near the queue. Sorry. Is this okay? They wait near the queue. You can hear me? They wait in the queue. It's a very long queue. They go inside. Thank you. When they go inside, she takes the first look at Shirdi Sai. Samadhi Mandir. When they go inside Samadhi Mandir, she is taken aback and then she already is getting answers. She had a burning question. That's the essay she wrote in her life. The burning question. The burning question was, is Shirdi Baba alive? All these people are building temples around India. My dear father says, I can believe him. He's the greatest devotee she has seen. And everywhere the building temples, and then scripturally and spiritually they say he is present even today in his astral body. My dad says, I want to experience. The burning question is, Baba, are you still alive? Can you come before me? She's challenging Baba. You can challenge Shirdi Baba. If you are a great devotee, like Ron does, I must get the gold medal in cricket, the league in the country, Texas first. All-American boy winning cricket shields. He has become a good bowler, good batsman. Every ball he wants to hit a sixer. Possible or not possible, if he is playing in his role, everybody will see only Ron. He will get sixers, 2 sixers out of 1 ball. And nobody is going to believe that, and therefore he won't get the gold medal. 1 sixer, 1 sixer per ball. You have to tell Baba, okay? Incidentally, he is a great devotee. He had difference of opinion even with his own mother. He is a very independent, fierce, independent thinker. Like Dada was, Kadam was. He's not a Dada. Please don't treat him like a Dada. Outside the purview of lecture, Dada means different. He's a very soft-spoken young boy with a loving, round face. You'll fall in love with him. She's already looking at him. Okay. I saw you looking at him. Ron, don't hide your face. Yeah. Meera had all these questions in her mind. She was inside. This is the last. Sorry, we will start the puja, but don't disturb any of these things. 3 more sentences. She comes out of this thing. Questions, burning question is already being stuffed out. The question it is, when they come out, lots of beggars are standing there. Incidentally, 3 days they spent in Shirdi. This is the last day. First day she is asking Shirdi Sai in the Samadhi Mandir, will you come live before me? Can I see you? Her mind came up with the reply. Her mind, somebody spoke, on the last day, 3 times on the last day. Last day has come, they come out. Lots of beggars are there. They are seeing all the beggars. That's the last night, and tomorrow, next day morning, they have to leave. Shirdi, that thought is very heavily looming large over her head, and she looks at that point, she looks at one of the mendicants. He has got very luminous eyes. This is the last day, very luminous eyes. He comes forward and said, I need dakshina from you. She is lost. Meeraji is lost in his eyes, and then he looks at his tattered clothes and then kafni, and then his eyes. But for his eyes, he is a very ordinary mendicant. Like the mendicant you gave bananas in Tirupati outside the temple. That was Shirdi Baba, you know it very well. She is giving some money. The father is looking, and then she gives some money, and then they go away. And the fakir is thinking, don't you recognize me, my dear? Goes away. Lots of beggars are surrounding. They are going on the way to the restaurant nearby, and then all the beggars are surrounding, and then one beggar has got luminous eyes. The dad seems to think, Meeraji is telling dad, everybody in Shirdi, everybody has luminous eyes, or what? The dad says, no, not everybody can have luminous eyes. This beggar looks definitely different. Definitely different. This is a very different beggar. Look at his eyes. Looking at the eyes, completely lost, they enter the restaurant. The restaurant, the brisk activities are going on. The dishes are replaced and the empty plates are cleaned. They get a chair. When they get a chair, before they order, the server boy comes up and brings the food that they are thinking of ordering. Meeraji. They think of ordering, and the food is there with a hot milk and then a hot water. Her dad always drinks hot milk. The hot milk is already there. Miraji is looking at the boy. He has luminous eyes. And then from the eye of the boy, from the eye and above, there is a beautiful picture calendar of Shirdi Sai. Incidentally, a very similar experience, exactly similar experience, the speaker also went through. It was the most thrilling experience, meeting with Shirdi Baba. Coming back to Miraji, looking at the boy, server boy, the calendar, the server boy looks at her dear daddy. Daddy, Baba seems to be blessing us. Tomorrow we are leaving. And then server boy goes inside the kitchen. He just disappears and then comes back immediately with 2 cups of Madras coffee. You all know the prominence of Madras coffee. In tumblers, with the dabras called saucer, cup and saucer. He places them before, and then the luminous eyes are looking at the father now. Because the father is saying, this boy is definitely different, Meera. He is definitely different. Much better luminous, more luminous than the 2 persons we met outside. The server boy is laughing at Meera and then saying, don't you recognize me? Don't you recognize me, my darling? I came to see you last day and still you don't recognize. Meera reaches Chennai. And then every day she goes into Mylapore temple. And then she invariably stays there for 2-3 hours. Said, Baba, I got another burning question. You saw me there as a server boy and 2 mendicants and 1 beggar. Won't you come as Shirdi Sai? That burning question has stayed till date. Several of you will answer that burning question, because that burning question will come to you. Baba will appear before you when you take him on your side, so that your journey becomes sweet. Your destiny is shown to you. Thank you very much for this time. Thank you, host, for allowing me to venture into the unfathomable. Now let's do the puja. Namaha. Om Shri Sai Shri Lakshmi Narayana Namaha. Om Shri Sai Krishna Rama Siva Maruti Yati Rupaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sesha Sayine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Godavari Tata Shila Divasine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Bhakta Hridayalaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarva Hridayavasine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Buddhavasaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Buddha Bhavishya Pavavarjitaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Kalatitaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Kala Kalaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Kala Kalaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Kalaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Kala Darpa Damanaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Mrityunjayaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Amartyaya Namaha. Martya Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Jivadaryaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Jivadaryaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarvadaraya Namaha. Bhaktavana Samarthaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Bhaktavana Pradiknyaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Annavasradaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Arogyakshemadaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Arogyakshemadaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Dhanamangalya Pradaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Riddhi Siddhidaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Putra Mitra Kalatra Bandhudaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Yogashemavahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Apad Bandhavaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Apad Bandhavaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Marga Bandhave Namaha. Bhukti Mukti Swarga Pavargataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Preeti Vardhanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Antaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sachidatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Nityanandaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramasugataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parameshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramatmane Namaha. Jnana Swarupine Namaha. Jagadapitreya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Swarupine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktanam Matru Datru Pitamahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Pitamahaya Namaha. Bhakta Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Paradinaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Anugraha Kataraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Saranagada Vatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakti Sakti Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Vairagyadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prema Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samshaya Hridaya Daurbalya Papa Karma Vasana Shayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Hridaya Granthi Bedagaya Namaha. Karma Dvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Karma Dvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sutta Sasvastidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Gunadida Gunatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Ananta Kalyana Gunaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amita Parakramaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Durdarsha Shobhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Aparajitaya Namaha. Trilekeshu Avigata Gataye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asakya Rahidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Swarupa Sundaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Swarupa Sundaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulokshanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bahiruba Vishwamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bahiruba Vishwamurtaye Namaha. Aruba Vyaktaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asintaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Sarvantaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Manovagatitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prema Murtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulabhadurlabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asahaya Sahayaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Anata Nata Dina Bandhave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Bharaptute Namaha. Om Sri Sai Agarmaneka Karma Sukarmine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Punya Chravana Kirtanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Punya Chravana Kirtanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Dītaya Namaha. Vasudevaya Namaha. Satam Gataye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satparayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Loganadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhavananagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amrutamsave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amrutamsave Namaha. Bhaskara Prabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Brahmacharya Tapasaryadi Suvrataya Namaha. Satya Dharma Parayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddheshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satya Dharma Parayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Yogeshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhagavate Namaha. Bhakta Vatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satpurushaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Purushottamaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satyadattva Bodhagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kamadi Sadvairi Dvamsine Namaha. Apeta Nandanubhava Prabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samasarva Mata Sammataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Venkatesa Ramanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Atpudananda Charyaya Namaha. Prabhannarti Haraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samsara Sarva Dukkha Shayakaraya Namaha. Samsara Sarva Dukkha Shayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samsara Sarva Dukkha Shayakaraya Namaha. Sarvavid Sarvatomukaya Namaha. Sarvantar Bahistidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Mangalagaraya 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 Namaha. Sarvabhishta Pradaya Namaha. Samarasa Shanmargastapanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samartha Sadguru Sai Nadaya Namaha. Sri Sadguru Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sri Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaga Rajadiraja Yogi Raja Parabrahma Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Now let us do the Aarti. In this 1 minute, you can pray for yourself, your kith and kin, your mother who is in the hospital, or your brother who is in the ICU. You can pray for anybody. Baba will come to your rescue. Let's do the Aarti.
शिर्डी माझे पंढरपूर साई बाबा रमावर साई रमावर साई बाबा रमावर शुद्ध भक्ती चंद्र भागा भाव पुंडलिक जागा भाव पुंडलिक जागा याहू याहू अवघे जन करा बाबासी वंदन साईसी वंदन करा बाबासी वंदन गणू म्हणे बाबा साई धाव पाव माझे आई धाव पाव माझे आई.
ॐ साई नमो नमः. श्री साई नमो नमः. जय जय साई नमो नमः. सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः. ॐ साई नमो नमः. श्री साई नमो नमः. जय जय साई नमो नमः. सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः.
ॐ साई नमो नमः. श्री साई नमो नमः. जय जय साई नमो नमः. सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः.
ॐ साई नमो नमः. श्री साई नमो नमः. जय जय साई नमो नमः. सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः.
ॐ साई नमो नमः. श्री साई नमो नमः. जय जय साई नमो नमः. सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः.
ॐ साई नमो नमः. श्री साई नमो नमः. जय जय साई नमो नमः. सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः.
ॐ साई नमो नमः. श्री साई नमो नमः. जय जय साई नमो नमः. सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः.
ॐ साई नमो नमः. श्री साई नमो नमः. जय जय साई नमो नमः. सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः.